This video is not just some fluff. I'll be showing you practical examples of how they've repeated these questions over the years. So make sure you watch to the very end. You're going to gain a lot of value. So the first topic you have to learn very well is cell. So you must be able to know what a cell is, the cell theories, all the theories of cells by the different people, by Theodor Schwann, Matthias Schleiden, Robert Hooke, every one of them, and what they entail, right? So another thing you must know is how to differentiate between a plant cell and an animal cell, the things that you find in a plant cell that you will not find in an animal cell. As well, you must know the organelles that you won't find in a prokaryotic cell and the ones you will find in a eukaryotic cell. For example, like the double-walled organelles like the chromosome and the mitochondria. And also you must know the function of each organelle in the cell. For example, the nucleus, the nucleolus, the ribosomes, the endoplasmic reticulum, the Golgi apparatus, the peroxisome, the cell membrane, the cell wall, every single one of them. If somebody should wake you up at any time, you should be able to answer them perfectly, because these are the things they test on.
So let's take a look at the trend. If you notice, this question was asked in 2010 and the next question is asked in another year. So this question says, which of the following is not a function of the nucleus of a cell? The correct answer here is C. It is reservoir of energy for cell. So I'll leave you to answer the next question.
The second one is ecology and environment. So ecology is a very broad topic that you have to master. If you don't know this one, you should not enter the examination hall. It's very important. So ecology begins from the ecology of population. You must be able to tell what ecology is, define what ecology is, what ecology is, and ecology. You must also be able to, explain the ecology of population. The factors that affect ecology, the biotic factors, the abiotic factors. Biotic factors like death, like diseases, abiotic factors like light, temperature, and so many other things. You must also be savvy in the knowledge of the instruments we use to measure ecological factors, like Secchi dish that we use to measure turbidity of water, photometer, and the rest. And as well, as it pertains to ecology of population, you must know the different techniques we use, like the capture and recapture techniques, like the transect line technique, like the quadrat techniques. Some of these things are strange to you even as you're watching this video, so go and learn them. It's very important. And you're asking, what textbooks can I use to consolidate my knowledge on all these topics? I'll be giving you 2 textbooks that you can use at the end of this video, so make sure you stay to the end. It's very valuable. Under the same ecology, you have to know what a food chain is, what a food web is, the difference between a food chain and a food web, what the kind of different trophic levels we have in food chain and food web. For example, the producer, who are the producers, the primary consumer, who are the primary consumer, the secondary, tertiary, and even the quaternary consumers as well. Now, under environment, we have biomes and habitats. This is a very broad aspect, I know, but you have to be able to differentiate what a biome is and what an habitat is. They are 2 different things, but very similar as well. The different kind of habitats, terrestrial, aquatic, Also, we have under these ones, we have arboreal, estuary, and the other types, the freshwater and the saltwater habitat under the aquatic habitat. Now, under biomes, we will talk about the types of rainforest, the tropical rainforest, the temperate rainforest. We also have the arid lands, which are the dry lands, the tundras. We also have the grassy lands, which are the savannas. You have to know the temperature range of this environment, and you also have to know, very important, the organisms that live in this environment. They are super important to know, and also the ecological factors that affect them from time to time. The next one is classification of living organisms. So there are 5 kingdoms, but some textbooks tell you that before the kingdom we have the domains, domain archaea, and the other 2. So one thing you have to be very, very savvy in is the organisms that are under these 5 kingdoms, the type of cells they have, the types of adaptation they have, and as well the types of behaviors they possess. So under Monera, we have the cyanobacteria and other organisms. For example, if they ask you virus, you must be able to tell if virus is under these classifications. But as of today, viruses are not really considered to be living organisms, because when placed in a non-living medium, they tend to crystallize. Just make sure you study as deep as possible and you follow the UTME recommended textbooks. If the textbooks are saying they are living, that means they are living. If they are saying they are not, that means they are not. Under kingdom Protista, you should know that we have plant-like and animal-like protists. The plant-like protists are also called protophytes, and the animal-like protists are also called protozoa. So the protophytes, we have Chlamydomonas, and the protozoans ones, we have examples like Euglena and Paramecium. As well, for the kingdom fungi, you must learn the examples of organisms under this. You can also learn the class under this fungi. For example, we have a particular class like that is umbrella shaped. I've forgotten the name, but there are several classes under the fungi, and you have to know each and every one of them. Now to the broadest ones, kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. Kingdom Plantae is very broad, but not as broad as kingdom Animalia. Under kingdom Plantae, it will be divided into Thallophyta, Bryophyta, and Trachyphyta. Under Trachyphyta, we now have subdivisions like Pteridophytes, and we also talk about angiosperms, gymnosperms, and the likes. You must know the differences between angiosperms and gymnosperms and the examples of plants under this. The examples are really important. If you notice, I've been talking about knowing the examples of organisms under particular kingdoms. For kingdom Animalia, there are a lot of phylums under the kingdom, ranging from Porifera, which are also known as sponges, to Coelenterata, also called Cnidarians, to Platyhelminths, to nematodes, to annelids, to mollusks, till you get to phylum Chordata. So under Chordata, we have Urochordata, we have Cephalochordata, and Vertebra. So it is under this vertebra that we humans now find our own roots from. Some question patterns that JAMB often use when asking questions on these areas is the differences between their tissue or cellular organization. Is this a cell? Is this in cell level? Is this in tissue level? Is this in organ level? You know, what kind of cellular organization does this organism possess? Another thing is the presence or absence of body cavity known as coelom. Is it a coelomate? Is it a pseudocoelomate? Or is it coelomate, right? Then the last thing is the number of germ layer they have. Is it diploblastic? Is it tripoblastic? Coelentrates are usually diploblastic, while platyhelminths are tripoblastic.
Here are some questions on classification of living organisms. Look at the questions and take notes of the trends.
Now, moving to genetics and heredity, you have to know the Mendel's theory, the three Mendel's theory: the law of segregation, the law of dominance, and the law of independent assortment.
So this question here tests on your knowledge of Mendel's theory. This one tests on your knowledge of crossing and the ratios. This one tests on your knowledge of whether you understand natural selection, Darwin's and Lamarck's theory. This one tests on your knowledge of the types of nitrogenous bases of DNA. This one tests on also your knowledge of crossing. This one tests on your knowledge of the terminologies used in hereditary.
The next one is variation, adaptation, and evolution. You should be able to tell me the types of variation that we have: morphological variation, discontinuous and continuous variation, the examples of variation that fall under this type. You should also know the common variations that we have in different people. For example, people have different fingerprints. Some people can roll their tongue and some people cannot. Now for adaptation, we have something we call the Batesian mimicry and the Mullerian mimicry. I was asked in my UTME, so please study more on that. So evolution, you should know how life started according to how biology or science has taught us. One very important thing is learning the scientists that postulate these evolutional theories, or any topic you are learning. Try to find out if there's a scientist behind the discovery or the refining of that topic. For example, in evolution, we can't talk about evolution without talking about Darwin, Charles Darwin, and Lamarck. Even though Lamarck's theory was wrong, we'll still talk about him.
In variation and evolution, there are a lot of things to know. This is testing you on your knowledge of Lamarck's theory. This is testing you on your knowledge of how Darwin conducted his experiment for natural selection. This is testing you on what happens when you mix different kind of blood together. This is testing you on the different types of adaptation different organisms have, and this is testing you on your knowledge of the work of several scientists in evolution.
Now, flowering plants. Throughout my years of teaching biology, I realized that a lot of students hate this topic, like a genuine hatred for this topic, and I don't know why. It's because you have not taken your time to study and find interest in it. I really find it interesting. You should be able to tell the different kind of fruits that we have. You should be able to tell how a fruit even comes to play. That is, movement of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma, basically pollination. You must be able to explain the whole process of fertilization and development of fruits. We also have asexual reproductions that happen in plants, and knowing this is a bonus as well. The examples include budding, grafting, layering, and different kinds of other processes.
For flowering plants, to test you of how much knowledge you'll be needed to know, here are some questions that they can ask and they have asked as well. So this one tests on your knowledge of the male reproductive system of a flower, this one on the organs of pollination, this one on the parts of a flower.
Lastly, we have the systems. Although this is very broad, but over the years I've realized that JAMB sets questions on some major types of systems, majorly transport system, digestive system, and skeletal system of plants. So if you can study these three systems first, and if you still have time, study the rest. They are also very important.
For systems, let me just answer a few and leave you to answer the rest. The answer for this is cutaneous respiration. The answer for this is uric acid. The answer for this is Bowman's capsule. The answer for this is platelet. The answer for this is pubic symphysis. So answer the rest.
I am so sure that after doing all of this, getting a 90 plus is sure for you, and you can be the first person around you to break that record. I've really not seen anybody that had a 90 plus in biology before, but if you know somebody, please tell me. Or if you got it and you're watching this video, please tell me. I might just have a gift for you. I studied the whole of the biology textbook. I use modern biology. Some other textbooks you can use are essential biology and college biology, which is popularly known as Idodo Ume. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. Share this video with a friend. Don't you want your friend to pass JAMB as well? Alright. I will see you in the next video. Bye.